At this point, I feel like God wants me to do hair. So I'm like, all right, God. So I'm going to do hair, but I'm going to have to dance. And I'm going to have to pay my way because I'm not going to be able to, how am I going to do this? I'm like, why is nothing working? They're not going to give me the financial aid.
Okay.
Or why he's telling me to stop dancing. So I'm like, okay, well, that don't make sense. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm literally watching God guide me.
Through
you
this
know what
thing.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm
Just want it in your touch, she's shining bright. Fake flair and style, she's you got it like. From the hustle to the heart, she's been through it all. Empowering women, she's standing tall. Her journey's real.
I'm building these relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Yeah.
studying with my homeboy and his girl. We're going to church. Then I'm ministering to these two young girls who apparently need someone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I can't leave yet. Can't remember where I met them at. But they ended up being clients of mine working, coming to my house. Hair clients. Working, coming to my house to get their hair done. And they were being pimped.
Oh. Okay.
One girl was 17.
Wow.
And the other girl was 22. And I was ministering to them while I was doing their hair. And their pimp hated me.
Of course.
And they became rebellious. And they were like, they left him. And long story short, they both are, they're out of that lifestyle. One of them she went back to her hometown and she's married.
Oh, you still keep in touch with them?
Well, I follow her on social media.
Both?
No, the other one I don't know where she is now, but she was not in that life anymore. She was actually doing some modeling. So my plan was to go back to the salon that I was at before I started cosmetology school, because my boyfriend at the time, he used to get his hair done when he had locks from this girl, and he introduced me to her. And I was in her salon working. So my plan was to go back to the salon once I was done. Or my college roommate had a salon in Atlanta as well. So her and I had connected, and I was going to go work with her. That was the plan. I mean, it was so many options. We're in Atlanta. You know what I mean? So many options.
Yeah.
But none of it was working out the way I wanted it to. It was just not. I didn't end up going back to her salon. I don't even remember what happened. I did go fill out an application with my ex-roommate, but I never went back for the second interview, and she never said anything either. But I felt like I just felt like I wasn't supposed to work for somebody. I just felt like that. And plus I was fighting with having to come back to Connecticut anyway. So it was like I wasn't tripping about it. Like if I pushed it, I probably, it wouldn't have been nothing. She was, she was open. But it was just something not.
It wasn't clicking.
Like,
wasn't
I
clicking.
don't know what this is. I'm like, why is nothing working? My grand exit actually was the big show, because at this time I'm working on this reality show. So it was like,
okay,
that was my, yeah. So even going back to what we were talking about the whole rejection thing and the insecurity thing. When I started cosmetology school, like I pulled up to the school with magnets on my car that said "Touch of Beauty." Like I pulled up like I already was in business. So that, along with being a dancer, people already had this, who she thinks she is type of thing.
Yeah.
So it really made me pipe down a lot. And because I didn't want people to feel like that,
I mean, so do you
me.
think that was like kind of like a culmination of, things that could turn into imposter syndrome?
I had an issue. Like there was a girl there who really did not like me. Like, and we were cool. It's like we got really close. And then she was older than me. She had 2 kids, 3 girls and a husband. So we're hanging out all the time. And she's like this troublemaker. And she's funny as heck, but she's like this troublemaker on the low. You know what I mean? So she's getting in trouble. And now I'm getting in trouble being associated. And I'm like, I ain't never been, that person that people didn't like, because I ain't never been that. Like, you know how some people don't be popular in school, so when they, they get older, they want to be the one. That's what I was getting from her. And I was like, okay, Tanya, you too old for this. So I switched my class.
Wow.
Not because I didn't like her, because I liked her, but because I'm in here for a reason. I'm not in here to play these games, right? So I didn't want no beef or nothing, but I'm like, I can't be in this class. She got so pissed off with me.
Because you left the class.
Yes. And because I fell back. I mean, she was like just talking crazy about me on all social media platforms at the time. Twitter, Facebook. It was crazy. I mean, all day just going on and on and on and on about me. And I'm just like, so of course I get tired of it. Now I'm going back and forth. And I'm like, we are too old for this. Actually, she did reach out to me on social media and she apologized.
Like what that was about for her?
She was unhappy.
Okay.
She was unhappy in her marriage. She was unhappy.
She was married when you guys were in school?
Yeah, she was married with 3 kids, with 3 daughters.
Wow.
Yeah, grown woman.
Yeah.
But it was just like stuff like that. I'm like, see, like this is the stuff I didn't want. I didn't want no problems. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? And then my whole class, the class that came in with me, just was not supportive. Even when it came down to my show, it was the class under us that was supportive. They were the ones like helping me and doing that. Everybody else was kind of like, they didn't come back to my last day, nothing. I was just like, wow. I ain't even do nothing to nobody. I just didn't understand. Like, I just didn't understand what the problem was. Like, I don't think I was losing.
But you don't think it was adversely affecting you in any way?
Not really. It was hurtful.
I mean, you mentioned, the insecurity.
Yeah, it was like.
Was it making you feel insecure a bit?
Am I doing something wrong?
Yeah.
Like, why am I? Like it was bad. It was just sad. I wouldn't participate in contests. Like I finally did one time, and it was so bad. People was like, I didn't know you could do that, because I literally would just act like I didn't know how to do stuff. I would just literally, because I didn't want to outdo somebody, and they still didn't like me for real.
That's hard. Now they don't like you because you don't know how to do nothing.
My grand exit, I knew it was gonna be big, because like I said, I had the cameras, like I had the camera guy, and I did makeovers. So the girls who come to school that are just plain Jane, they don't really do much to their hair, they don't really get dressed. We went to the mall and they sponsored their clothes for me. And then I had some of the other girls help me do their hair and makeup, and they did a fashion show, like a fashion and hair show for my last day. And it was so dope. It was so dope.
Any of this feeling of not wanting to be too amazing because I don't want to put people off. Mm-hmm. Any of that linger now from that?
But I had to do it. Like, this is my last day. Like, and I got this other situation where they filming me. I got to do me.
So you have the video that you're doing, the film. And then the plan is to have part of it shot down there in Atlanta.
And then
you come to Connecticut.
Coming back, being shot here.
Was the vision to, when I come back and shoot me here, for me to be back like officially living, or just to come back for the reason of filming?
Well, in my mind, I was saying for the reason of filming, but it was looking like I was going to be here. It wasn't looking like I can get back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now that so what becomes between this whole film piece? Mm-hmm. You're done with school in Atlanta. Okay. You get back home. Mm-hmm. the filming on this end back home in Connecticut, that starts to fall through. That's not
I
happening.
just never did it.
So how does the trip back to ATL, the whole back and forth, how does that not become a thing?
Well, I ain't got no money to go back and forth.
Okay, so you almost
Yeah.
end up. Sorry, are you saying you end up kind of being stuck in
Yeah, I
Connecticut?
got stuck. I had some plan, but that was not the plan.
Tell me about that. How is, I mean, but you were saying your family, you know, would help you out, send you money. I
Right.
mean, no one was trying to help you out to send you
Well,
back.
the thing is, we didn't even do what we were supposed to do here. And then at the same time, my mind is going to, okay, I got to have something to film, right? I can't just be out here just. So what am I going to do next? Like, I don't have my license yet. There was a lot on my plate other than that. It was just a lot. It was a lot of other things I was worried about
Other than
the filming.
and what were some of those other things?
Like just,
Because you're done with the hair school, but do you
I am.
actually have a license?
no, I didn't have my license yet.
So what's the plan?
My driver's license was suspended. I didn't have my cosmetology license yet because I came back before I took my test. So I
So-
finished school, but then you have to apply to take
You have to take a test.
Right.
But-
I ended up coming back before I took my test. So I never even applied for the test there.
Did you have a plan for the test though?
Yeah, I had a plan for the test.
Your plan was going to be to take it in Connecticut.
Well, my plan was to take it in Atlanta until I realized I was going back to Connecticut. Then it was like, okay, let me make sure I have enough hours so I can take it in Connecticut. So I had enough hours.
So you have the license for hair. Mm-hmm. But no plan to go back and forth to ATL.
No.
That's not working.
No,
No driver's license.
no,
No movie. No film.
no, nothing.
A
But a couch, but sleeping on Nikki's couch.
a chair connection at a salon here. Anything?
So I did work in a salon with this girl that lived in my neighborhood. She watched me grow up, and she had a salon downtown New Haven, and she did let me work in her salon. But it was very, very slow for me. Very, very slow. I had no real clientele. Like, I had a couple of people, but
yeah.
I ended up having to come out of there because I just could not pay booth rent, like, and buy things,
Yeah.
simple things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't working.
Mm.
So that's when my sister let me work out of her house.
Yeah. But it's still unwavering. The vision for you, for your personal life, is still here at this point. There's no, reverting back to music career,
Not right now.
dancing, stripper
Ain't nobody thinking
career.
about that right now.
It's all here.
Or here right now.
What sells you on that idea?
Then it's not working. And I was tired of that. Like, it was like, well, what the heck? And even though, like, the hair thing.
Yeah, hair's not looking like it's working excellent.
No, but see, okay. The hair thing was working way better. Like, with less effort because I wasn't really sure about it. Like, doors were opening. For example, cosmetology school, right? When I finished when I finished from freshman year of college and I went to Job Corps, I had said, okay, I'm going to go to cosmetology school. I'm not going back to Southern because I don't want to do that. I'm going to go to cosmetology school. And when I went to apply for cosmetology school in New Haven, I couldn't get no money because I owed financial aid for Southern. Okay, so that was out. Now, when I'm in Atlanta, I don't go apply for the school that I ended up going to because I felt like they're not going to give me any money. They didn't give me no money last time. I'm not going to be able to do financial aid. I'm going to have to pay out of pocket. So my plan was I was supposed to go to this cosmetology school in a whole nother area, and it was a lot cheaper, and I could make payments. So I was going to still work in the club and go to cosmetology school and pay my way through school. Okay? That was what I was saying. Because at this point, I feel like God wants me to do hair. So I'm like, all right, God. So I'm going to do hair, but I'm going to have to dance. And I'm going to have to pay my way because I'm not going to be able to, how am I going to do this? They're not going to give me the financial aid.
Okay.
Or while he's telling me to stop dancing. So I'm like, okay, well, that don't make sense. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to cosmetology school for you.
Tell you what I'm going to do. Okay.
And I'm going to dance so I can pay for it. So I end up going to the school that I knew was not going to give me no money. The school I graduated from. And toured it. And I loved it. But I just knew they weren't going to give me any money. That school was $25,000. The lady was like, listen, she said, you can fill out the application because the application fee of like $75. I'm like, I don't have $75 to just be blowing. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to give me the financial aid. She said, listen, I'll do this for you. You fill out the application. If you don't get approved, I will give you the $75 back. Okay. Now, I was supposed to start the other cosmetology school. She asked me to come in the day before I started that school. So when I go to do the application, they grant me $25,000. I found out later that the school I was about to start wasn't even accredited.
Oh, wow. Dang.
So I'm literally watching God guide me.
Through
you know what
thing.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, even the way he sustained me without dancing while I'm in school full time. So I'm really just trusting him. As crazy as it looks, I'm doing something different.
Yeah.
I'm not chasing what I want. I'm really just moving with whatever he say. Even if I don't like it. It was a very humbling season. So I'm not looking at it as things aren't working. I'm looking at it as God is guiding me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was going so hard in that direction and I was getting nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I have to try something different. Like I just have to just wait. I just have to be patient. I have to just listen the best that I can. Do it with the right heart.
Yeah.
And 3 years later, I had my own salon. So it did work out. I spent 7 years running in circles.
Trying to get on.
Trying to get off the ground. He did it in 3 years.
Wow. Because as hard as you were working in the other direction,
what?
You should have been a millionaire.
No way. What? I should be freaking Nia Long right now. Like
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was making the connections. Like I was definitely.
You were in
I
the
wasn't
mix.
just out there just going sick. I was making the connections. I was doing things, but I was doing my own thing. My own thing. That was the problem.
So, what do we have for our next chapter?
I have to elaborate on the ending of Atlanta because that is when I met my husband, my ex-husband. He's
before you left.
He's from here. I came here to visit and ran into a family member. Now, I met him when I was 14. Okay. So we've already known each other. We go our separate ways. And I run into his cousin, give his cousin my business card, and he gives it to him. And then we're talking. He calls me while I'm back in Atlanta.
Okay.
And we talk every day, all day. He actually comes down and moves me back.
Okay. Wow. All right. So let's say our next chapter looks like a little bit of a segue. You know, the transition.
Mm-hmm, the transition.
The transition from Atlanta
and he was
to coming back home.
Yeah, he was that whole period of me being here before my salon. That was all me and him.
Before the salon. So
right
this
salon.
3 year period where you said God did it for you.
Yes, that was all me and him.
That was all, okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I guess the next chapter will be.
I had a baby, all that stuff, yes.
Yeah. So next chapter, you'll share with us the 3-year. We'll call it the 3-year itch.
Yes. Woo!
Yeah.
That was a test, boy.
Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned.
Just money, then you tax is shining bright. Fake, flare, and style, shit you gotta like. From the hustle to the heart, she's been through it